Hey, soy Iván, un nativo de español con 19 meses en japonés, 45 months in English, and as an athlete, I'm on a mission to help fucked up language learners who can't study for more than 5 hours on a daily basis. I know for a fact that 99% of people watching this video don't even know the hours at which their brain work, and it makes sense that they're not able to get the results that they want because they don't know at what hour they need to study, so they are more efficient. And I promise you that by the end of this video, you'll have learned everything you need to be 30 times more efficient during your study sessions. It is important to understand the hours you need to sleep at. So, when we were on the tribes, there was a necessity of people staying awake during all night because we needed guards at night so they could protect us, and this is genetic. You can't change the hour you're supposed to sleep at because your ancestors slept at that hour for like, I don't know, 100,000 years. So for most of the people, we sleep from 7 to 11 p.m. But there's a real chance that if you are not sleepy at those hours and you are not bullshitting yourself, because of course you won't get sleepy if you're at your phone, right? But if you were 1 hour in the darkness without using your phone and it's really hard to sleep at 8, then it probably means you should sleep later. This is really important to understand because it will affect a lot the hours at which we need to study and the hours at which our brain will work. So first, try one specific hour for 1 week, and then another week try that other hour that you sleep good at. And if you feel good with sleeping at 10 p.m, then pick that one. Don't think much about it. What are you doing on the day? So maybe you have to wake up and go to work at 7 or 8 p.m. Maybe you have to go to school. Maybe you have to go to college. Also, maybe in the afternoon you have to hang out with your friends because of this thing in specific that you want to do with them. So what I'm trying to say here is that you will study languages before you do something that takes some kind of effort. So this is the only way of being efficient if you want to study. There's literally no other way. So you need to realize that if you study after you come from work, after you come from school, after you come from college, you will not be efficient. First, because you literally won't even want to study. It is literally as simple as that. Like, whenever you get from work and you literally were efficient for 8 hours straight in your work, what is the first thing that you want to do? Exactly, you want to literally, I don't know, fuck with your girlfriend, right? Or when you get from school, you literally just want to scroll on TikTok, and so you won't be able to study efficiently because you're very tired. You were literally very efficient for at least 8 to 10 hours straight, and so you won't be efficient now. Like, your brain is literally fried. Honestly, if you don't want to do this, it's fine, and you're honestly kind of a pussy, but realize that you're losing probably 30 to 40 times the amount of productivity you could have if you study 3 hours before going to work. So maybe, let's say that you want to study just 2 hours a day languages, study 2 hours a day languages before you go to work. And then for all of the entire day, you have your day free, you don't have to do anything. And those 2 hours will be more efficient than 5 hours on immersion at the afternoon after you come from work. If you're watching this video, it is because you want to learn a language efficiently. So don't come to me with any excuses like, oh, I can't because I will have to wake up really early and I'm not able to sleep at 8 p.m. because I'm genetically incapable. Like, don't come to me with those excuses, please. When you're on the school or the college system, believe me, 99% of people are sleep deprived. Even the ones that get the best grades are sleep deprived because they don't know at which hours they are supposed to genetically sleep. And so it's fine if you get sleep deprived too, to study languages before going to school. Now, at what hours your brain works, so you need to experiment with this because it will be really different from person to person. So if we're genetically supposed to sleep at different hours, then it means that our hours at which your brain is going to be efficient will be different. So for example, for me, my best hours are from 6 to 9 a.m. And then also in the afternoon, it's from 4 to 6 p.m. For you, that will be probably very different. So at those hours, what you want to do is do the most difficult task that will get you 80% of the results. So maybe at those hours you want to read, at those hours you want to output all of those things, right? Also, you need to have in mind 2 other things. So digesting doesn't make your brain work. So make sure that in those periods of times at which your brain is real efficient, you are not eating anything and you are not digesting anything. So that means that at least 3 hours before, you are not going to eat anything because you don't want to be digesting at those hours. So either you don't eat anything or you eat 3 hours before that hour comes. And the other reason that will get you to not be that efficient is doing something that will get you lots of intrusive thoughts. So what I mean by this is that if you get on a discussion with your father or your mother 30 minutes before you're about to study, you will be very distracted because you will be thinking about the discussion that you had. Or maybe you get in a discussion with your friend or your girlfriend, wherever. Don't do something that will get you lots of intrusive thoughts, right? You can kind of guess that if you watch porn before going onto your study session, that also means that you will not be as efficient. If you want to work with me, check the first link in the description. Thank you.